I hate being late. I'm not late, but it feels like I am. With Jason still at my house, mornings are a fiasco. The place only has one bathroom, and it feels like no matter how early I get up, we're still fighting to get in there to get ready at the same time. I remind myself that it's only temporary. The orthopedic specialist said absolutely no weight bearing for 2 weeks because if the bones shift at all, he'll need surgery. So I insisted he stay until it's safe for him to move around his apartment. As I sit here waiting for the festival crew to arrive, I have to laugh at myself. I'm literally the first one here. The sky is tinged pink and the first glimpse of the sun peeks out from the trees. My tea is finally cool enough to drink, so I allow the mellow taste to ground me as I watch a few cars join me in the parking lot. It isn't long before the festival committee is set up and a few people meet them at the table. Now that I'm not first, I get out of the car with my bags and tea in hand. I already got set up yesterday, so it only takes me a minute to check in before I head to my tent. This section of the festival is set up with a combination of permanent buildings and semi-permanent tents that stay up for the summer. During the warmer months, there's an event nearly every weekend. I reach my tent and am confused to see it partially unzipped. Slowing my steps, I try to listen for movement inside. I don't think a person is in there. It's Cole County. A person can forget to lock the door and go on vacation for 2 weeks and come home to find everything fine. Without breathing, I step all the way to where the tent should be zipped and listen. I think I hear noises, but it's hard to hear anything over the sound of my racing heart. Dropping to my knees, I peek through the opening. Something is definitely in there. Some items are on the ground. I notice that right away. I close my eyes like if I can't see them, they can't see me. If I wasn't terrified that there could be a bear in my tent, I'd laugh at my nonsense. Right as I'm getting to my feet, a loud crash comes from inside. I grunt in frustration. People are beginning to trickle in, so I look around for someone who can figure out who or what is in my tent before everything is destroyed. My eyes land on a sign pointing toward a ranger station, and I groan internally. I've never had any reason to find a forest ranger, and here I am needing one twice in 1 week. We're nowhere near the trails on Slate Ridge, so it's not like I'll see the same people, but still. Maybe teenagers aren't being dramatic when they say everything is embarrassing. I follow the directions on the sign, quickening my pace when I hear yet another crash from inside the tent. This can't be happening. As if it isn't bad enough that the shop has been slow, I can't afford to replace a bunch of inventory that's been eaten by a bear. Need some help? I know that voice. I'd been so lost in thought I didn't even realize I made it all the way to the ranger's desk. I snap my gaze up and meet a set of familiar honey brown eyes. Oh, hey, yeah. Perfect. Walker smiles warmly at me while waiting patiently for me to try that again. I'm not sure if it's good luck or bad, but I sure wish I could cross paths with this man when I'm not a complete disaster. There's a bear in my tent, I blurt out. Walker's eyes widen a fraction before he echoes what I said. There's a bear in your tent, and it's still standing? When he says it out loud like that, it sounds silly. Okay, well, I'm not sure what's in my tent, but I got there. It's partially unzipped. I can see a mess inside, and I could hear stuff crashing to the ground. Let's go check it out, Walker suggests. I do my best to ignore the spark of awareness when I see him stand to his full height and check his weapon. Nervously, I fidget with my kimono as I lead the way to my tent. It's still standing, but the racket from inside hasn't stopped. Walker approaches it with his brow furrowed and his hand on his weapon. My heart is pounding so loud it's all I can hear as I watch with wide eyes. With one last look in my direction, he unzips the tent and steps inside. God damn it! I remove my hands from in front of my eyes so I can see what he's shouting about. Out runs a scraggly dog with a red pillbox hat between his teeth. A dog. I look inside my tent and it's a mess. Clothes litter the grass and almost every shelf is on its side. A fucking dog? I wasn't certain it was a bear, but I just knew it was something bigger than a damn dog. "Hey!" I shouted, trying in vain to catch the dog so I can get the hat back. "Hey, I need that!" Walker's deep laugh distracts me from my chase. I had no idea something as simple as a laugh could set my entire body on fire. Goosebumps cover my flesh, and I find myself biting my lip as I watch him laugh at my expense. It's truly unfair how sexy the man is. His teeth are perfectly imperfect behind sculpted lips, and his smile is so inviting I could get lost in it. "I should have known as soon as you said there was something in your tent that I would find Patches," Walker said once he pulled himself together. "Patches?" He looked at me in amusement. "Are you new here? Everyone knows Patches. Damn dog is a menace." "Actually, I am kind of new," I admit. "I'm from Carruthersville, but moved out here to be closer to my shop in Arbor Ridge." He smiles as if I've answered an unasked question. "Oh? Did a new shop open up there? I hardly ever go through town." I smile momentarily, forgetting about the disaster a few feet away inside my tent. "No. Aspen's has been there for a while, but I only have one part-time employee, so I wanted to live closer." We're both quiet for a few moments as I stand there staring at the mess in front of me. I would have been better off if I rushed around to set up this morning. Racks of clothes are knocked over. The counter is a mess. Heaving a defeated sigh, I allow my shoulders to slump. This is the first year I finally got invited to set up for Summer Explosion, and it's a disaster before the event even opens. "I'll help you," he offers. "They can call me if they need me." Surprised, I look up to meet his gaze. "You don't have to do that. You've already gone above and beyond by saving me from that dangerous animal." With a devastating smile, he walks into the tent and begins picking things up and setting them upright. Several moments pass with me just staring at him. I hadn't stopped thinking about him since I wandered into the ranger station. It would be silly to hope he's been doing the same. I've only been daydreaming about him because I watched him rescue my friend. That's what I'll continue to tell myself anyway. I snap out of it and join him inside the tent. It's actually not as bad as it looked from outside. Things are a mess, but nothing appears to be damaged. The handful of items that got dirty, I can just discount. Once we have the racks upright, it doesn't take long to pick up everything else. It would have taken much longer had I been working by myself. I silently curse my best friend for breaking his ankle. He was supposed to be here to help, and could have saved me from this entire embarrassing fiasco. But now, here I am needing help from Walker. He must think I'm completely helpless. "Thank you so much for helping me. I'm sorry again." He stops just in front of the tent and faces me. "You don't need to apologize. It was good seeing you again. And I really needed that laugh."